Just before I come over the top of the hill, I hit the sign that says all trucks over 20,000 pounds must stop. You know it's going to be a doozy. So I come over the hill, I pull into the little alcove there, and I stop. And this is the sign I see. 3.5 mile hill, 9% downgrade. They even give you a road map. You know this is not going to be cool. So you bring your A game, put it in gear, and down the hill you're going to go. Don't get freaked out. Remain calm. You're going to find out that all the fear is before you do it, because once you get into it, you're going to see that it's really no big thing at all. Just as you come around the corner here, you'll see a sign that says truck speed limit 20 miles per hour. A lot of times on these real steep mountain grades, they're going to have very slow speeds. They want to make sure that you don't lose gear, and if you do, that you're at a slow enough speed that it's not going to get away from you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sweet spot where my truck wants to run. My goal all the way down this hill is to never use my foot brake. Never to apply the foot brake. I want to be able to come down this entire grade strictly with my transmission and my Jake brakes. So here at the top of the hill, as soon as I start coming down, I get to my 20 miles an hour. I'm going to start adjusting my Jake brakes to see where she's going to hold. Now you may ask, what gear do you need to be in? What gear I use to climb the hill? Maximum speed coming up the hill was in 7th gear. So going down the hill, I'm also going to use 7th gear. Now as I'm coming down the hill, what I'm doing is your Jake brakes, they've got multiple settings, your first stage, second stage, third stage, and the new Peterbilts have what they call a max, so it's actually got 4 settings. I'm going to use the middle one first, setting number 2, and I'm going to see how that holds, see if that's a sweet spot. What I found was in the second setting that my speed would slowly increase. And when the speed increases, your RPM is going up. So I'm watching my speed, and I'm watching my RPM, and I want to maintain my RPMs in a healthy level. Now on my truck, anything over 2,000 RPMs is beginning to over rev the truck. So what I want to do is I want to maintain the RPMs under 1,800 RPMs. And anytime that I can maintain those RPMs in between 1,100 and 1,800, and she'll hold in that gear, that's where I'm going to go. Now, as you notice when we get down here, I've been fighting to find the sweet spot all the way down. I'll be in the second level of Jake's. I'll let it climb. The speed will roll out to about 27 miles an hour. The RPM will come up to about 1,800. Then I'll lower the Jakes to the third setting. She'll slow back down all the way down to 20 miles an hour and about 1,100 RPMs. But at that setting, it'll keep slowing down. I don't want to do that. So I go back to the second setting of the Jake brakes. And she slowly increases her speed. Slowly increases her RPM. So that's what I'm doing all the way down this hill. Is just adjusting my Jake brakes up and down from the second and the third setting to maintain my speed. The other thing is, if you've never done a big hill or a steep hill like this, it's kind of a scary thought at first. But really, don't sweat it. Because you're high, downgrades, 8%, 9%, they're generally going to have the truck speed set very low. And if you look off here to the right, there's the escape ramp. We won't be using that today. I've never put myself in a situation where I thought I was going to have to use a ramp like that. I'm going to come down the entire hill. I've never used my foot brakes at all. At about the 4-minute mark, if you want to go back and look at that, I actually slipped it out of gear. I was going to see if 8th gear would run better, and I lost the gear. But hey, I'm at 20 miles an hour, no big whoop. I did apply the brake pedal for just a second, got her back into 7th gear, and went right back into my jakes. So I did the entire grade, the entire hill, and I probably wasn't in my foot brake at that one time for about 5 to 7 seconds. Come down the hill all nice and easy. Even though I'm only doing 20 miles an hour, I'm running my 4-ways. Just stay on your toes, pay attention to what you're doing. It's absolutely no big deal. Nothing scary about it at all. Just a nice little soft cruise down the hill. For those of you that have never driven in the mountains, I know it's a scary thought to you, but it's just because it's the fear of the unknown. After you've done it, you'll be comfortable with it. It's absolutely no big deal. I'm heavy. I'm 43,000 pounds in the box. I'm coming down a 9% grade down the side of a mountain. And it's just a nice, casual cruise. You can do this. It's really not that difficult of a task. It's not even scary at all. Just do your job. Maintain your gear and your transmission. Watch your miles per hour. Watch your speedometer. Watch your tach. If it starts speeding up and the RPMs are coming up, apply more J. If the speedometer is dropping and the RPMs are dropping, when you get down to too slow a speed, just go back to the softer setting in your J. It's just really no big thing at all. I don't know why people stress about doing these grades in these mountains. Just do your job, be the professional, come down the hill in a safe manner. That's really all there is to it, guys. Don't stress it. Just make sure that you're aware to know how to do it. And your goal is, whenever coming down the side of the mountain, is to be able to do it without using your foot brake at all. If you do have to use your foot brake, do it quickly. Use stab braking. Apply the brake firmly and hard. Brake quickly. Bring your speed down to 5 miles below the speed limit. Reset your jakes. Release the foot pedal. Most of the time, I can come down off of a mountain and never touch the foot brake. And we're going to come down here around the bottom bend, and we're off the mountain. It's just that easy, guys. Don't stress it.